Now we see how catching works in SJS. You can follow this video or you can directly go to docs and read this documentation. So there are four mechanisms in SJS, that is reverse memoization, data catch, full route catch, router catch, but it is not a catching, it is a memoization, but they are also included this. So what reverse memoization do means it will return values of function, it will catch the return values of function, and data catch it will catch the data, and full route catch it will do HTML and RSC payload, and router catch it is browser catch, that is it will have RSC payload, and these three are server one and this one is client one. So the purpose is memoization will reduce the call to the server, and data cache will store our all fetch data, and full route cache will reduce the rendering task, and router cache will help for navigation in browser. So let's see one by one. First let's see the reverse memoization. So React extends fetch. So memoization happens in fetch. So reverse memoization React extends, and data catch Nest.js extends fetch. So for reverse memoization React extends fetch. So how this happen means we have our application, the API call, that is A, B, B, BCR and many repeated API calls, but finally these are the all request, and finally we call only three request A, B, C, because when first A is called, A will call, and B is called, B is called, and again B means it will not call again, it will use the memoization value. When C is called, C is called. So this is how reverse memoization work. So if we don't have the place to use fetch, means we can use catch from React to memoize the value. So you can see in this diagram the fetch is starting, first time it is miss, and it is go to data and it and set, and the next times it will not reach the data set, it will use the memoization value it you can see in the image. So this will applies only to get method in fetch, and it will apply only to React component 3. It will does not apply to route handler, because route handler is not part of the React. So fetch is suitable for fetch reverse memoization suitable for React component 3. Then duration of the catch, it will lifetime of the server request until React component 3 has finished rendering. So for the build time only it will be catched, and revalidation when the memoization is not shared across server request only applies during rendering. There is no need to revalidate it. It will apply only when the build time is happening. To OPT out, we need to use signal from a new about controller, and we can pass the signal to fetch. So next we see data catch. So data catch is the fetch is extended by Nest.js. You can see Nest.js extends fetch. So that is data catch. So data catch we can catch by using catch or revalidate, nest.revalidate to catch again. So how this works means, so when we fetch, then it will miss the reverse memoization, and it will again not in the catch, and finally it will reach data source, and finally it will set in the data catch and set in the memoization. And when we pass no catch no store, means catch no store, then it will miss, and data catch it will skip, and finally it will reach data source again, and finally it will set. It will not set in the data catch because we are setting catch no store. You can see both the cases the memoization happens. So memoization happens in both the cases, when we are not using data catch or when we are using data catch. So to revalidate, we already seen this time based revalidation and on demand revalidation. So time based revalidation, so when we pass a revalidate time, so it is before the revalidate time, then we miss and we it and we set, and again we are fetching, means then we don't go to data source, we take the data from data cache itself. But when the time is more than 60 seconds, then we again go to data cache only, because for the first time after the 60 seconds we get our stale data and we send the stale data to as response, and in the same time we also revalidating and we go to data source and set. So again when we fetch, means then in that time we get the new data, so we need to refresh twice to get new data in time based revalidation. But in on demand revalidation it is faster. So first time we are using the tags revalidate tag, so first time the fetch happen, it miss and it and set, and if we are using revalidate, then it will purge, so it will fetch the data so for the next time. So again we are fetch the same thing, and now it will not give any stale data, so it will give the new data and eat the data source and set it. So this is on demand revalidation, it will give immediate data when we fetch. So to opt out we can use catch no store, or using dynamic function we can use. Now full route catch. So full route catch will catch our full application routes. So you can see in this diagram, so when we visit a link, then it will miss the full route catch and it will render, and if you have any fetch, means it will go on data and collect the data, and finally it will return the RSC payload, and from that it will get the HTML, because we see full route catch as HTML and RSC payload. So and finally iteration, all the things happen. So basic catching, that is full route catch, so all our routes are fully catched. We can see the full route catching, static and dynamic rendering in detail. So this is the initial visit and this is subsequent visit. So this is static rendering, this is dynamic rendering. So for the first time it will go to full route catch and set for static rendering, and for dynamic rendering the full route catch is stripped and it will go to data set and fetch the data and it is set. So we are setting this in router catch. So router catch is a browser catch, we will see that in the next part. So next, after subsequent navigation we are visiting the same link, means we don't go to full route catch, because full route catch is done when the build time, and finally it will give the catch to router catch. So that is they are setting here, and after subsequent navigation we get the data from router catch itself. So duration, it will this render output and catch to user, so it will invalidate only when we redeploy our application, or we can not, we are revalidating the data catch, means then it will again revalidate our components, and finally it will set new full route catch. So when we redeploy and when we revalidate our data catch. So to opt out means we can use dynamic function, or we can opt out the data catch. So this next one is router catch. So router catch is a client side catch. So router catch stores RSC payload in browser for a user navigation, while full route catch only catches statically rendered route. The router catch applies to both static and dynamic rendered route, because you can see in full route catch the static rendering catch is stored, but dynamic rendering we skipped the catch, but in router catch we store both the static and dynamic rendering. So this is initial visit and this is subsequent visit and this is catched visit. So you can see when we visit a link, then it will have the layout and the A page link, but it is miss and go to full of catch and set both layout and A. So when we visit B link, now it will partially it because we have the layout, so layout is catched but B link is not catched. So the B link is went to full of catch and finally it is set. Now again when we visit A, now we have all the things, right? Layout and A link, B link, so all the things are come from router catch. So the duration is, it is section time. So when we when we refresh the page, then it will automatically refresh the cache, and also it has some invalidation period, that is for dynamic rendering 30 seconds and static rendering 5 minutes. But when we use prefetch through or router.prefetch in dynamic rendering, then we can set the time to 5 minutes. So we can also revalidate this by, that is invalidation, by in server action we can use revalidate data by using revalidate path or revalidate tag, or we are setting cookies, then it will become dynamic. And if we use router.refresh, then we will invalidate our router cache and make a new resource to the server. To opt out means it is not fully to opt out, because we need this cache for substitute navigation, like front and back navigation. And if you are already visited route means, if we again visit means, it will be faster when we have router cache. So we can use server action to revalidate our data, and it will again set our router cache, or we can use cookies, then it will invalidate the router cache to prevent routes that use cookies from becoming stale. Or we can use refresh or router.refresh. So it is not possible to opt out the cache. So they have given the API links for how to set the cache and revalidate for all the four mechanisms, like router cache, full route cache, data cache and react cache, that is fetch memoization. So you can use these things to revalidate, or you can remove the cache. All these things you can use these APIs, which we already seen, like link, router.prefetch and normal fetch and route segment config, revalidate, all the things. So these are the basics about caching. You can also refer the dots for more details. So these are the things they are given, like revalidate path and fetch options, which we are already seen in previous sections. So if you want to more learn about caching means, you can detailedly learn in the documentation.